Do you have files 7, 8, and 9 in front of you, General?
Yes, I do, Chair, but I just want to quickly ask something for the guidance of the commissioners.
I don't get into trouble. I cause it. Yeah, I take a decision that will cause trouble now.
That whilst I understand that the witness F had already taken a stand and was proceeding, was in the middle of his testimony, and when he fell ill, and is still continuing, is still expected to come back and continue. And at this point in time, I don't know the reason or the strategy that could have been behind witness F not being able to continue. Then in the meantime, I get involved and have to respond. I want to ask, can't it be that witness F must complete his testimony, and having completed his testimony, then I come respond to witness F's testimony? Now I'm sitting here, he testified, then stop, then have to respond, then come and say things that are different, and which means I'll have to come back again and respond on certain things. So I was just wondering, Chair, if it is possible to ask for that, but if not, with what he has said, I will respond. But from me, where I'm sitting, I was saying, in all fairness, we were supposed to have a witness testifying, complete his testimony, then respond. Then I can respond everything in total.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, and let me tell you, Shadrack Sibiya is having one hell of a tough couple of weeks, not months, since the 6th of July, 2025. All this because he decided to tell Mkhwanazi to stay in his tiny little province of KZN, and he thought he was just going to bully his way around the system. He then took Masemola to court, and then he lost, and then he then got suspended, and then now he's here at the Madlanga Commission. You have to understand that since then, I'm not sure if he's being paid. That part I'm not sure. So please let me know in the comment section if you know if Shadrack Sibiya is being paid. But what I do know, based on what he is saying and why he is putting out this appeal, is because he's tired. Not only is he tired, but he is bleeding money. Where is the money going? No, it's not going to the Impalas, because he says he couldn't afford that anymore. It was costing him 12,000 rands a month. And my goodness, what an expensive hobby. But anyway, the money is going to the lawyers. This man has 4 parallel cases running at the same time. 4. And no, he's not on legal aid. And no, SAPS is not paying or providing him with legal assistance. Do you understand what I mean? So he is bleeding money. And if we go by what is said about him on these streets, there's no more Woolworth bag deliveries anymore either. Okay? Because right now, Shadrack Sibiya is hot commodity. Whoever's giving him Woolworth's bag, nobody wants to be associated with him right now. So the money is dwindling and dwindling down. So that's why he made this appeal to say, listen, can we just... I can consult with my lawyers, prepare this statement, and then have to come back again with an altered statement. It's too much money, too much work, and I'm not sleeping either. Let me know in the comment section if you think he deserved the break that he's asking for. But let's hear how the commissioners respond to his desperate plea. Here goes.
Thank you, General. What you say makes perfect sense, and under normal circumstances, that would have been our preference as well. But right now we have no extension, and the commission is supposed to finalize its investigation by the 17th of March. So we have reached a stage where we have serious scheduling issues. For example, some witnesses taking ill, other witnesses requesting postponements, which we have granted. So we are running into serious scheduling problems. So for that reason, we have opted that we proceed with your testimony. To the extent that issues may arise around witness F testifying or finalizing his testimony after you, we will do everything possible to make sure that you will not be prejudiced. We will decide on how to address that after his testimony, but we will do everything possible to make sure that you are not prejudiced. If we postpone now, it means we lose today and tomorrow, for example, because nothing else is scheduled.
Chair, we didn't want any postponement because I also want to see this matter behind my back because
Yes.
I haven't been sleeping for months because of many platforms I'm involved in.
Yes.
Now, the only question is that suppose I say now here that I turned left. Witness have come tomorrow and say, no, he
You
turned
turned-
right.
Yes, yes.
And
yes.
I put the following reasons, for reasons unknown to me,
Yes.
to the witness F himself. I don't know who's working with, who's dealing with, but
Yes.
witness F says, no, this is what happened, 1, 2, 3. Everything in the negative towards what I have already testified on. The evidence leader says to me, can I ask you to sign? Then I'm going to sign and commit to this version. He's going to come and tweak my version or the version of what happened because mostly we're dealing also with misinformation, disinformation, misleading. And the next thing, I'm going to run into a situation where I say, this is how something happened. And somebody says, no, witness F, and then it goes out viral and says, no, witness F is really negating everything what General Sibiya is saying. Now, I'm prejudiced, even if the judge, even if the chair and the commissioners do not intend to prejudice me, but the bottom line is, we're dealing with a man who must still commit himself to his version. And already there were certain points that were highlighted as not being truthful or not. Now, we're banking on something that is not truthful at this point in time. And now I'm going to be asked questions on that. I'm going to focus on that and be responding on that. Whereas at the ultimate end, it comes again, shift, change. I don't know who you consult with. So all I'm saying is that with respect, Chair, I still believe that we could go, because witness F is the very last witness in any event. There are many people who testified that where we could actually go with all those people that testify. Witness F is one of the last that we could be starting with him. So I'm saying, I don't think we can lose a day if we are to focus on everything that we have, that we've heard about General Sibiya. Witness F just came yesterday. So we can put witness F aside, let him come testify, and then we run on what we have. Because there's witness C. Why can't we start with witness C? Because witness C is the first one who spoke. And the witness C implicated me the same way. So I'm asking, in all fairness, let's start where it started, from the beginning.
General, on what we have read, there's quite a substantial portion of evidence that relates to witness F and on which you must be engaged. For that to be halted when you are already in the witness stand and only to be dealt with at a later stage, that will be quite disruptive in terms of the flow of the testimony. So yes, Ms. Hassan.
Chair, if I may add to that to say that the way in which I have prepared the evidence is thematically. So it cross-cuts over different parts of the evidence, including witness C and witness F, in the same theme. So it wouldn't make sense to go through witness by witness who's come before, because it's not a sensible way of approaching the evidence. So I propose that we continue as planned. And just to add that we have provided the witness with the WhatsApp chats in advance and the statement of witness F, the full statement, even though he hasn't gotten to the end of it yet, and the transcripts as far as they go.
Thank you. Ms. Killian, do you wish to say anything?
Chair, thank you. I think the proposal by the Chair that we continue and see how much we can do today, make a decision about continuation tomorrow, is something that we all should bear in mind when we approach this matter. The WhatsApps of witness F has been made available. We've had an opportunity to consult on that, and we have a version.
Yes.
I think we can get very far with that approach.
Yes. Thank you. General, if there must be a ruling, the ruling is that we will continue with what's before us in the manner in which the evidence leader, Ms. Hassim, has structured her questioning, and indeed in accordance with what the commissioners may also wish to raise with you, whatever that may touch on. That's the ruling.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. If we can begin then, General.
And in that exercise, General Shadrack Sibiya exposed himself for the type of investigative skills he has. I mean, he literally said, nah, let's just go sequentially. Witness C also said a lot about me. Let's just skip witness F. What is inside witness F that he doesn't want traversed? But most importantly for me, why did you make this ridiculous request? As the head of detectives in the nation. For me, it's just giving not make sure, and it exposes just how his thought processes work. But then at the same time, he's out here at the Madlanga Commission trying to give instructions. Maybe he should have had the same amount of diligence when it came to executing the disbandment of the PKTT and following instructions. But you can see right there and there, he is not a follower, okay? He loves things done his way. It's his way or the highway, but this is the Madlangarism. No, Shadrack Sibiya, says the ruling. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, please remember to like, to comment, to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.